Ladies and gentlemen, imagine waking up every day with a deep sense of purpose, knowing that you have the power to change not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Every choice, every word, and every action you take has the potential to spark a positive change in the world. The question is, are you ready to inspire that change? Are you prepared to be the light in someone else's darkness, the motivation in someone's struggle, and the catalyst for growth in a world that desperately needs it? Today, we are diving into something that can transform the way you approach life. We're talking about how you can inspire positive change, not only in yourself, but in the people around you. This isn't just about feeling good or thinking positive. It's about creating real, lasting transformation. By the end of this talk, you'll understand how to tap into the incredible power you already possess to inspire growth, uplift others, and ultimately shape the world around you. Now, I challenge you to think about something. When was the last time you made a lasting impact on someone's life? If you're unsure, it's time to pay attention. This speech isn't just another motivational talk. It's a blueprint for taking action and leaving a legacy of positive influence. Stick around, because the next few moments could change the way you view your role in the world forever. To inspire positive change, you first have to understand that it starts with you. The power to influence others begins within your own life. You cannot give what you do not have. And to inspire change in others, you need to embody the change you wish to see. This means taking responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and attitudes. People are watching you, whether you realize it or not, and your actions speak louder than any words you can say. If you are negative, unsure, or stagnant, that energy will reflect in the people around you. But if you are positive, confident, and purposeful, it will spark a fire in others that they may not have even realized was within them. Your life is a mirror. Every decision, every gesture, every interaction is a reflection of the energy you are putting out into the world. If you want to create positive change, you have to start by transforming yourself. You need to examine your own life and figure out what you need to change in order to lead by example. Are there negative habits you need to break? Is there something within you that needs to be healed before you can fully inspire others? Remember, no one is perfect, but striving to be the best version of yourself is the first step toward inspiring others to do the same. In your journey to personal transformation, it's essential to develop a mindset of growth. This means looking at every challenge as an opportunity to learn, every setback as a lesson in resilience, and every mistake as a chance to improve. When people see that you embrace growth and self-improvement, they will be encouraged to do the same. People gravitate toward those who are constantly evolving and bettering themselves, and they are inspired by those who have the courage to admit their flaws and take active steps to change. Another powerful way to inspire positive change is by showing compassion and empathy. It's easy to focus on your own struggles and challenges, but when you take the time to understand the struggles of others, you create an environment where people feel safe and supported. Your willingness to listen, offer guidance, or simply be present for others can have a profound effect. Compassion and empathy show people that they are not alone in their journey and that they have someone who believes in their potential. Furthermore, positive change is not just about motivating people to take action, it's about lifting them up and helping them believe in their own abilities. Many people are held back by self-doubt, fear, and insecurity. To inspire them, you need to offer them a vision of what is possible, a vision that stretches their imagination and helps them see beyond their current circumstances. When you empower others with a sense of possibility, you are giving them the greatest gift they could ever receive, the belief that they too can make a difference in their own lives and in the lives of others. At the core of inspiring positive change is the understanding that it is a ripple effect. When you take positive action, it doesn't just impact you, it impacts everyone around you. The way you treat others, the way you face adversity, and the way you handle challenges can become a beacon of hope for someone who might be struggling. And that ripple effect continues, spreading further and further until it creates a wave of change that you may never even see. But trust that it is happening. The smallest act of kindness, the smallest word of encouragement can lead to transformations beyond your comprehension. So, to inspire positive change, start with yourself. Be the person who leads by example, who chooses growth over stagnation, who shows compassion, and who empowers others. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it begins with a conscious decision to make a difference in your own life first. And as you do that, you will see the power of your influence reach out and touch the lives of many. Your transformation will become the spark that ignites a fire of positive change in the world. The second key to inspiring positive change is realizing the importance of your words and how they can shape the world around you. Words are one of the most powerful tools you possess. They have the ability to uplift, encourage, and empower people to take action. But they also have the power to break down, discourage, and demotivate. What you say, how you say it, and when you say it all contribute to the environment you create. If you want to inspire others, it's essential to choose your words carefully and intentionally, knowing that each conversation you have, no matter how small, can leave an impact. Think about the way people speak when they are discouraged or defeated. They use language that reflects their inner state. Words like, I can't, this is impossible, and I'm not good enough, are all examples of a mindset that limits growth and possibility. But when you change the way you speak and adopt a language of possibility and hope, you create an environment of motivation and inspiration. Instead of saying, I can't, say, how can I? Instead of saying, this is impossible, say, this is challenging, but I will find a way. The words you choose tell people not only how you view the world, but also how they should view themselves and their potential. When you speak positively, you create a ripple effect of positivity. A single encouraging word can be the difference between someone giving up or persevering through a difficult situation. A kind word can provide the hope and strength someone needs to keep going. You might not always see the immediate impact of your words, but they have the potential to linger in someone's mind long after the conversation ends. That's the power of encouragement and affirmation. It stays with people and inspires them to take action or change their perspective. It's also important to realize that your words should not just be used for encouragement, but for sharing knowledge and wisdom as well. The ability to inspire others lies in your willingness to share what you know and help others grow. When you share your experiences, the lessons you've learned, and the wisdom you've gained through overcoming challenges, you empower others to navigate their own journeys. Instead of keeping everything to yourself, you create a space where others feel confident to ask questions, seek guidance, and learn from you.
All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, coffee and crypto family. Yo, do we have a show ready and prepared for each and every single one of you all? Listen, this is episode number 252. All right, I'm sure you look, a lot of y'all got favorite podcasts, man. We all do. We got podcasts that we tune into, but you got to really think about it. How many of y'all podcasts, the shows that you really enjoy, got this many episodes, right? I believe that we're doing one hell of a job here at Coffee and Crypto Network, and it can only get better, right? The time is now, and I believe that we have everything that we need. We have all the content, we have the educators, we have the community, we have the resources, we have the educational suite, we have everything. We have the experience, we have everything that you need to be able to become successful in the space of digital asset investing, right? A lot of you all really want to do this, right? Some people want to do this full time. And I believe that there will come a time where you'll be able to do it full time. But right now is not the time. You know what I mean? If I can keep it real with y'all, you're not gonna make the type of money that you are thinking about making in crypto right now, because that's not the way that long-term investing even works. Think about it. Even if you come into the crypto space in 5 years from now, there'll be people that will come in 5 years from now. They'll come into the crypto space in 2030. And a lot of us that are on the call now will already be wealthy, right? But then their journey starts. And then they're going to go through the same emotions. They're going to go through the same emotional, things that we go through right now. They're going to go through it just 5 years from now. 10 years from that moment, 2040, it's going to be the same thing. People will enter the crypto market. Some of these cryptos may be, $50 to $100 around that time, or maybe more, right? Who knows? And guess what? It's going to be the same exact thing. It's going to be the same exact feeling, right? So these feelings never, they never, what's the word am I looking for? They never cease to exist. That's it. These feelings will never cease to exist, because there'll always be somebody new. There will always be a new investor that will be entering this space. Think about it, y'all. If you're entering right now, let's talk about 10 years prior. It's 2025, 2015. The people that were entered crypto in 2015, they were in a bear market for the crypto space before all these altcoins. They were in a bear market for Bitcoin, right? And then guess what? 2016 and 17 rolled around. They went to all-time highs. They got wealthy, and then they sold, and then everything shot back down. And then guess what? Investors from 2017, 2018, they had to deal with this same thing that you're feeling right now. So I'm trying to point this out because I want you to realize that the feelings that you're having are as old as time. Everybody has felt this way. Any and everybody in any level of investing. And when we talk about investing, it doesn't have to be stock market. These are for people that bought gold. This is for people that bought silver. This is for people that bought land. This is for people that produce agriculture and livestock on that land. There are ups and there are downs. Control your emotions. So the crypto market is crashing is the name of this call, right? That the headline of this call is the crypto markets are crashing. Do we buy the dip or do we sell our chips? Right? Do we buy some dip? Do we scoop the dip and do we eat it? Or do we sell our chips and we let somebody else go get the dip and somebody else get our chips so they can come back to our pot of dip? All right? So they can come back to our pot of dip. I want to say thank you to everybody that takes the time to tune into this call from YouTube, from Instagram, Twitter, from our Discord community. You know, I want to say thank you. You know, without you all, we would not have a show here. I am looking to increase the numbers. I am looking to build this community. I am looking to continue to increase what we're doing here. So if you are looking to, you know, be a part of what we're doing here at Coffee and Crypto, if you're still sitting on the sideline, you know, if you're not inside of the Discord group, right now is an amazing time to join us. We have amazing things that's happening all around. And, you know, and we'll talk more about that as we progress, but I don't want to waste much time because honestly, we don't even have the time to waste. Today's show is going to be extremely bullish, and we're going to be heavily focused on what's happening currently in this market and why you can continue to keep the faith, right? Remember, y'all, faith, right, without works is dead, and works without faith is also dead. And if you and think about this, if you have a high level of work ethic, but you have zero faith, high work times zero faith is still zero results, because anything times a zero is nothing, right? So you have to work. If you have high faith, but your work ethic is low, you have to work to increase that. You want them both to be on the same level. This is the things that we focus on at Coffee and Crypto. This is the spiritual side of success, right? We give you your jump start, your caffeinated boost into the financial ecosystem each and every single Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. We start with personal development every show. There hasn't been a show that we haven't started with personal development, right? And I believe that because, again, y'all, 90 to 95% of the world is spiritual, of this journey is spiritual and mental anyway, right? It's emotional anyway. This is a roller coaster. You're dealing with these emotions. I want you to be honest right now. It don't matter how long you've been in the crypto market. Has this pullback made you a little bit antsy? Has it given you a little bit of anxiety? Just let me know. Drop some coffee for me if you felt that feeling. And it's okay if you felt that feeling. I mean, to be quite frankly honest with y'all, it don't matter if you're standing, it don't matter if you're standing on 10, right? It don't matter if you're excited. It's still an emotion. Have you bought? That's the question. Have you bought anything? If you're so excited, have you went and maxed out your bank account? Have you went broke and then forced yourself to grind before the first of the month? See, this is what real hustlers do. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've emptied my bank account. I don't have much money. I don't have much money to go on a date right now. I don't have much money to do nothing, right? Like, I don't have much money to do nothing. Like, I barely got money for my rent. So guess what I got to do? I got to sell courses. I got to hustle. I got to do what I got to do. I really don't care. Like I plan to be so wealthy that these moments that I felt right now will be well worth it later. This level of anxiety that I feel right now because I'm overly investing. And some people say you're crazy. Cool. Go DoorDash, go Uber, do something else, go make some money. You don't got to DoorDash. You could literally join us here at Coffee and Crypto and do some cold calls. You know how many numbers I got to call people? We're doing that today, right? Every day I'm calling people, selling books, selling something. You could be doing the same thing. But it's how you choose to spend your time. I'm not getting in the car going to drive nowhere and dropping off no groceries. F that. I'm not doing that because I got a business right here. And guess what? You got a business right here. If I have a business, you have a business because I'm willing to put money in your pocket for working with me. I'm just telling y'all, there's so many hustles. There's so many ways for you to get paid. There's so many ways for you to be able to boost your economy. Don't miss out on it. Right? Let's get it. So I'm about to go ahead and dive into today's show. I'm just trying to get y'all's, just trying to get you pumping a little bit this morning, right? Because it is because we are in a tough moment for a lot of people, okay? And before we get into the moments that we are in, and then, and then I bring you back, because the first thing I got to do is I have to break it down, and then we got to build it up. So let's start with the breakdown process, right? The crypto crash is incoming. It's already here. But let's listen to why. One of the reasons why this crash is happening. Enjoy.
We're on time with the tariffs, and it seems like that's moving along very rapidly. We've been mistreated very badly by many countries, not just Canada and Mexico. We've been taken advantage of. We were led by, in some cases, fools, because anybody that would sign documents like they signed, where they were able to take advantage of the American people, like has happened over the last long period of time, except for a little 4-year period that took place 4 years ago. But anybody that would agree to allow this to happen to our country should be ashamed of themselves. No, the tariffs are going forward on time, on schedule. This is an abuse that took place for many, many years. And I'm not even blaming the other countries that did this. I blame our leadership for allowing it to happen. I mean, who can blame them if they made these great deals with the United States, took advantage of the United States on manufacturing, on just about everything, every aspect that you could imagine they took advantage of. I look at some of these agreements, I'd read them at night, and I'd say, who would ever sign a thing like this? So the tariffs will go forward, yes, and we're going to make up a lot of territory. All we want is reciprocal. We want reciprocity. We want to have the same. So if somebody charges us, we charge them. It's very simple, but it'll be very good for our country. Our country will be extremely liquid and rich again. Plus, we're doing other things, as you know. We're finding tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse at levels that nobody thought possible. You see.
All right. So a lot of people thought that the Trump coming into office was going to be great for the economy. And something that I learned just by doing a little research, listening to Rashad from Earn Your Leisure last night, listening to their podcast. And I'm always studying, y'all. I'm studying the greats, right? I don't care what moment of time it is in the day. I'm always on YouTube, man. I'm always studying something. And Rashad and Ian, and Troy, but specifically Rashad, he was talking about how everybody was thinking that this was going to be great for the economy. But then when you really think about it, Trump keeps switching up. He keeps changing his mind. So, Trump is a master of manipulation, right? And he is a master of manipulation. And right now there's a lot of manipulation happening in the markets, but also it's rightfully so, because these rich people, they're not trying to buy. I mean, they're going to continue to buy Bitcoin, but why keep dropping all this money in the Bitcoin, right? Or keep dropping all this money into any of these stocks that are down at those high prices, when we could just push regular citizens out that can't handle that can't take the rain, right? And rather go and run inside and grab an umbrella instead of standing out in the rain, right? Sometimes logic just doesn't make sense in investing, right? Sometimes you have to be illogical, right? Sometimes you have to invest illogically. You can't always invest with logic. And so in times like this, the things that are happening, the tariffs, all of the threats, just stuff that's happening, right? All the ordinances that's been passing and things like that, executive orders, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market. When there's fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, we know that is the time where we should be looking at accumulating. So let's go over to CoinMarketCap, and I want to take a look at where we are. Bitcoin just keeps on dropping. I made about $500 last night on my trading account by taking a sale yesterday on Bitcoin and just sitting on that thing for a couple of hours. Woke up this morning, was up 500, cashed out, right? Easy peasy, right? Not hard work at all, right? Anybody could have seen it coming. And if you didn't pray, if you're not trading at moments like this where we know there's a crash, like the crash is now imminent. Like, why are you not making money trading and then also sitting? Because you're leaving money on the table. 2025, you told yourself, a lot of y'all set resolutions to not leave no money on the table, but you're still doing it, right? So is you dumb or is you dumb? That's the real question, right? Is you dumb? Because only a person that told themselves that they weren't going to do something, right, and then continues to do it, right? That's stupidity, but that's just being dumbfounded. And some of y'all leave me dumbfounded, right? And then turn around and say, I don't have no money. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. But you're leaving money on the table. We have to get better at that. So right now, our fear and greed sentiment is a 29 fear. We have all been waiting for us to get back to this level. But you know what? Some of y'all are like this right now. I don't got no money, and now I don't got no money to put into crypto, but the markets are down. Well, why don't you got no money? Well, number one, you were FOMOing in. You were FOMOing into the market when it was at the top, when we were telling y'all that it was going to sell. I told y'all this was coming. Zatrick, did I not? I told you it was coming, dog. Now we're here. You put all that money in because you were trying to catch it before it went to the moon. And guess what? Now we're at positions where you could have got more. You could have got more if you just was patient. Being patient pays, right? I'm not telling you that you shouldn't have invested at the top. I think that there's a way to do it. And here at Coffee and Crypto, we give strategies. See, on my boot camp that we host quarterly, at least once a quarter, we have a 6-week boot camp now that is scheduled out. For 6 weeks, you all will be able to learn with me, okay, directly, learn with our educators here at Coffee and Crypto Network directly, learn with our community directly, right? And I have 3 spots left for our March 10th. Look at the date. It's February 25th. The boot camp gonna start with or without you. We already got people signed up, right? I did 10 spots at $500, and we now have 2 left. 2 spots. They're going like hotcakes because I'm online, I'm promoting, and some of you all that are in my personal community ain't even took the boot camp yet. Ain't even considered it. Just gonna sit on the sideline and allow for people that's not even in the Discord group to take advantage of these deals when they should be paying $2,000. But after these 2 spots, price goes back to $2,000 all the way until March 10th. And if you miss the March date, I promise you, if you miss the March date, you're gonna have to wait until damn near the end of the spring, beginning of the summer to do the next boot camp. And by then, the bull run has started. So the question is $500 worth you learning everything you need to learn? Everything you need to learn to be profitable in space, $500 for you to be able to make the type of money that you want to make. I'm going to answer the question for you. Hell yeah, it's worth it, right? So just wanted to throw that out there that we have 2 spots left. Now, breaking news from Cointelegraph. BlackRock just deposited 18,168 Ethereum tokens worth $44 million and 1,800 Bitcoin worth 160 million into Coinbase in the past hour, right? What do you think their plans are, right? Look at this right here, y'all. What do you think their plans are for this type of move right here, right? As you can see, these are from the Ethereum ETFs and the iBit Bitcoin ETF. So they've not sold yet, but they've repositioned into an exchange. And anytime, just like us, when we reposition our money back into an exchange, we're either getting ready to sell it or we're getting ready. Well, we're getting ready to sell out of that specific asset and potentially into what? Right? Right? And possibly into what? Into other assets or back into something else, maybe cash or whatever the case may be. Okay. But BlackRock is getting ready to position over $200 million, okay, to be repositioned in their portfolio. You want to know why? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. In the midst of all of what's happening right now, what do we have that's happening right in front of us? We have an H-bar ETF. We have the XRP ETFs. We have the Solana ETF. We have talks of potential Polkadot ETF. There's a lot of ETFs that are on the rise and that are in speculative modes right now on the internet. So BlackRock is positioning themselves to jump right in at the right time once we hit the bottom before this ETFs drop. They want to, because guess what? If you're going to have an ETF, which is an exchange traded fund, you got to have the asset in the fund. You can't have a gold ETF without gold. You can't have a REIT, a REIT, a real estate ETF without real estate. You can't have a Bitcoin ETF without Bitcoin. You can't have an Ethereum ETF without Ethereum. And you sure enough can't have an XRP ETF without XRP. So what do you think they might be getting ready to do with some of these profits? Because you got to realize this is profits from, like, they're taking out of their profits and they're repositioning their profits. They are literally moving with the infinite wealth strategies that we talk about here at Coffee and Crypto Network. Let's get it. So you guys all need to learn patience. This is from RuPaul, okay? This was 2017. The chart we're about to look at, y'all, was a 2017 macro chart, okay? In 2017, they had 28% pullbacks in Bitcoin. We're going to look at this chart. We're going to look at the months, and I want y'all to remember that this is what happens, right? Most of these pullbacks lasted 2 to 3 months before they created a new high. And you got to realize that even though Bitcoin saw 28% plus pullbacks, altcoins saw 65% plus corrections. These were all noise because we are higher than where we were in 2017 for every single coin that's around today. There is no coin that's at the same price as 2017. Not one. Hell, there's not one asset that's the same price. 17. Everything goes up. So let's talk about it. January and February, we saw the market make a pullback at the beginning of January, back in 2017. And then we saw the rally happen where, Bitcoin went up. Then we saw a 27% pullback March through April. And then that thing went ahead and pushed up for the next couple of months until we got to the summertime, right? So expect, here we go. So expect this first pullback and the second pullback within the first one in the beginning of the second quarter. So the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter, expect these pullbacks. That's what we're experiencing right now. We're in the first pullback of maybe the 5 pullback cycle of this year, right? In June, we saw the next pullback, which was 37%. Then we saw it go ahead up, created all-time high, and then we got to September and October where it gets spooky, and we saw 38% pullback, which was the biggest pullback. Spooky season, right? Then we got to the holiday where everybody is jolly as Saint Nick, and then we got that little 28% pullback into October, beginning of November, and then we went to all-time highs in December, right before Christmas. This was 2017, which was the year after the election. This is 2025, which is the year after the election. History always repeats itself. So let's go and let's take a quick look at history. Oh, my Lord. Look at this, y'all. I could have stayed in that trade. I got out right here. I could have stayed in that trade and been up right now. I probably been up almost $800 right now, right? I should have stayed in that trade, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. I ain't gonna be one of those. So let's go look at the daily chart. I drew this out for my Discord group yesterday. All right, but I'm gonna do is y'all not in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that because you don't even deserve that value. All right, if you ain't invested with us. So look at this right here, y'all. We're down to $86,000 and Bitcoin this is the daily chart. Bitcoin has finally broke below and it has heavily broke below this 91,000. That means, family, we are well on our way to $77,000 to $73,000 Bitcoin. So if you ask me, where do I think Bitcoin's going? I believe it's going into the 70s. This is enough of a pullback, 30%. That's a 30% pullback. We did the measurement already. 30+% pullback when we pull back to $76,000 to $73,000 per coin, which is the same type of move that we saw right here on this chart. Because remember, the February pullback, February pullback for Bitcoin in 2017 was 35%. 35%. Look at this. All right. So I just want to make sure that I give y'all the confidence to know things are going to get better. Here we go. Michael Saylor dropped this document right here. He sent this to the United States government. Understand that, like we said, frameworks are being built and closed mouths don't get fed. And Michael Saylor is not going to have one of those. He's not going to have a closed mouth. He's going to be very vocal in these times. So the digital assets framework principles and opportunity for the United States written by Michael Saylor. Number one, he talks about taxonomy, defining the digital assets classes, right? Talks about digital tokens, right? Digital currency, a digital security, a digital commodity. The only one that he talks about is Bitcoin, of course, right? He talks about legitimacy, establishing rights and responsibilities. He talks about practicality, right? He talks about the vision, right? What is the vision? The vision of investing trillions of dollars, right, into the 21st century capital markets renaissance. That's what he calls this, right? We have an opportunity to catalyze a 25% century, a 21st century capital markets renaissance, unleashing trillions of dollars in value creation. He talks about tokenized assets. He talks about tokenized commodities, real estates, art, businesses, teams, collectibles, IPs, and brands. There's so much for us to focus on as entrepreneurs. Then he talks about the opportunity, establishing the United States as the global digital leader. Do y'all understand, right? If we don't seize this the right way, if the United States loses this technology civil war that we are experiencing right now, right? We lose everything. We lose grounds for everything. So I don't think that we're going to lose. That's just my honest opinion, because we are the United States of America. Now, if you want to know why some of this speculation, why some of these crypto things are selling off, some of these altcoins, specifically your ISO compliant coins, well, the Federal Reserve has chosen to push back their implementation date. So March was the date. I believe it was March 3rd or March 5th. One of those dates was the official date. So we're literally a couple of days away from ISO 20022 going live. They decided to push this back and reschedule it to July 14th, which is typical of the government. This is what they do, right? This is typical of these people, right? So they've been planning for this for a very long time. They've rescheduled it. And the reason why they did this, they wanted to provide their customers and vendors who are not ready more time. So they're just giving more banks, more institutions, more payment service providers time to actually get on board for this financial revolution that's happening in banking. It's already done, right? We can see the dates, July 14th. They can push it back from then. We don't know. We know it's going to come. They can keep pushing it back for all I care. It doesn't matter to me. We will get there. Now, I wanted to take the time to kind of talk about the stable coin space, because right now we are in a great time, right, for stable coin laws and regulatory clarity to be passed. And stable coin clarity is the first clarity that is going to be passed before anything else, right? We have ETFs, we have all these things, but the stable coin clarity is the most important clarity that we can get for banking, which will really allow for institutions and banks to really start to hold assets and to start trading these digital assets, because they'll have access to legal stable coins here in their country. Now, if you haven't looked here, Tether disappointed with rushed actions on MiCA-driven USDT delisting in Europe. So USDT is being delisted in Europe if it has not already been. We've heard rumors that USDT could be delisted in the United States, right? And I believe that that's rightfully a good rumor. I believe that that's something that could come true. And understand that if Tether is taken down out of these large countries, or if it is wiped off the market completely, that is going to take us even further, right? The crypto market that will be one of the largest black swan crashes we will ever experience, all right? And you want to make sure that you are ready for something like that, right? Like be prepared, right? Be prepared, because it will be the time of what they call rebuilding, right? Rebuilding this market. So why am I talking about stable coins? Well, Wyoming, established a committee, called the Wyoming Stable Token Commission. This was back in March of 2023, so 2 years ago, right? And so this was with the passage of the Senate Enrolled Act 85, Wyoming Stablecoin Act, which authorized the commission to issue Wyoming stable tokens, right? So WYST is a proposed virtual currency representative of and redeemable for $1 held in trust by the state of Wyoming, as provided by, that particular ordinance. Stable tokens shall only be issued in exchange for United States dollars, right? Now, the commission's blockchain selection working group has completed its initiative to determine candidate blockchains for the commission's upcoming procurement process. The in-scope networks were determined to be Solana, Sui, Ethereum, Avalanche, and Stellar. So these are the networks that are going to be battling for that top spot, potentially for stablecoin to be built in Wyoming. Now, the only one to me out of all of these that really makes sense is Stellar, right? But they're going to try different ones. Okay. So I wanted to bring this up on February 27th of 2025. Okay, y'all, at 12 p.m. Mountain Time at the Wyoming Capitol Auditorium. Okay, you can even access this via Zoom. Okay, you guys will be able to access this, but they're going to have their stablecoin commission meeting, and they're in full motion of launching the first stablecoin in the United States, of the first United States stablecoin coming out of Wyoming. This is actually, they're in the works of actually creating that. So be on the lookout for that. Just wanted to make sure, that I let y'all know some things that's happening here in the United States. But speaking of stable coins, we know we have RLUSD with Ripple, and we know that Ripple is doing a lot right now. And there is talks that this SEC case is coming to an end. It's the talks that they're just going to drop the case. And so we're going to dive into that here over the next couple of tabs. But enjoy this new commercial from Ripple.
An overseas worker, an entrepreneur, or a developer. You will find it faster, easier, more transparent, and more affordable. Send, receive, and manage digital value. Our world is in the midst of a profound transformation. We want that transformation to work for everyone. Here at Ripple, we're building financial solutions that are faster, more transparent, more sustainable, and more efficient. What took days will now take seconds. What was costly will now be more economical. Call it the Internet of Value. It's blockchain technology solutions that will help put trillions in trapped capital back to work. It's environmentally responsible crypto innovation for a world that demands sustainability. It's a whole new way to create, move, exchange, and leverage digital value. We're not just after something more. We're after something greater, which is why we're building it together with researchers and policymakers, financial professionals, developers, and entrepreneurs. This is the journey we're on together, enabling a world without economic borders, not just for a few, but for everyone.
Enabling a world without economic borders. That is what is happening in this space. Enabling the world without economic borders. Let's go ahead and dive into some XRP content. So understand that when we talk about economic borders, we're not just talking about going from one country to another country, but we have economic borders right here in the United States. And I want Brad Garlighouse to talk about one. This is the CEO of Ripple, okay, the company. I want him to tell you all, and this is one of the borders that we have. This is one of the setbacks. This is something that they have traditionally made you used to your entire life that has been completely unnecessary, and things are about to change with the flip of this switch. Enjoy.
Here in Singapore, I believe you get paid once a month. In the United States, you get paid once every 2 weeks. Has everyone thought about why you get paid once a month or once every 2 weeks? It comes down to the friction of payments. And if we can remove the friction of payments, why can't you get paid every day? Or even more crazily, why don't you get paid every hour or every second? You could have a stream of value showing up in your whatever repository of value. Now, why you need to get paid every second, I'm not sure. But I do think there's a lot of dynamics that have been built around getting paid every 2 weeks or getting paid every month. And as we remove the friction of payments and make that dramatically easier, I think you're going to see secondary and tertiary effects that are very difficult to predict, just like we couldn't have predicted Grab 20 years ago.
All right. 1 second, y'all. So why do we get paid, every 2 weeks? It comes down to the friction of payments. And if we can remove the friction of payments, why can't you get paid every day or every hour or every second? Now your jobs will be able to pay you faster, right? You don't got to sit around and be like, man, I'm gonna pay for this. I'm gonna pay for this course, or I'm buy this for my woman or my man or my kids in 2 weeks. You don't have to worry about that no more, because you'll be able to get paid faster. How many people would be okay with that? Getting paid daily from their job instead of having to wait every 2 weeks or every month, right? These are the things that Ripple is going to enable for banks to be able to allow for your company to be able to process the payments faster to you, right? So I want to talk about one bank that we mentioned a little bit inside the Discord group, and I wanted to go ahead and cover this. This is brand new news. It's out, but before we get into the new news, we're going to go into the old news. Okay, this came out May 9th of 2023. Deca Bank, which is one of the largest European banks in the world, Swiss banks, okay? Deca Bank selects Swiss crypto specialist Medico to steer digital asset offering. Now we know Ripple bought Medico last year for $250 million. The bank, Deca Bank, has 360 billion euros in assets under management, right? And is eyeing up crypto products for its institutional clients. Now, this was back in 2023, right? Okay, so Deca Bank, a German lender, right, with 360 billion, joined Societe Generale and Citibank in selecting Switzerland's Medico to develop its digital asset offerings for institutional clients. Well, look, if we fast forward almost 2 years later, Deca Bank comes out again today. Okay, now let's pay attention. Back then, 2 years ago, they had 360 billion euros. Today, they have over 370 billion euros in assets under management. Okay, they're emphasizing security and regulatory compliance. Deca Bank they're getting ready, or they have rolled out crypto trading custody services for the institutions. So back when they was talking about it, right, guess what? Now they're doing it. Now they're doing it. So what to know? Major German financial institution Deca Bank launched cryptocurrency trading and custody services. So it's already launched. The firm obtained regulatory approval for a crypto custody license under the German Bank Act for Germany's Federal Financial Supervisory Authority before launching the new service, right? They said that this has been almost 2 years of development, like we just said, okay? Yeah, so things are happening. This is extremely bullish for Ripple, because we know that they're doing this through Ripple because they've chosen Medico as their partner for custody solutions for digital assets. Okay, now I want to go to a new document just came out. This is through the SEC. There's a closed meeting, so this is not to the public. So we will not know what happened in this meeting, y'all. This is a closed meeting. That means it's going to be the highest level of executives in a lot of these companies there. Okay, it's called the Sunshine Act notice. Okay, the time and the date is 2 p.m. on Thursday, February 27th. So actually, this will happen after our show on Thursday, right? So there's something really beautiful about Tuesdays and Thursdays in the crypto space, all right? So the matters to be considered: commissioners, counsel to the commissioners, secretary of the commission, and recording secretaries will attend the closed meeting. Certain staff members who have an interest in the matters also may be present, okay? Subject matters will consist of institution and settlement of injunctive actions, institution and settlement of administrative proceedings, resolution of litigation claims, and other matters relating to examinations and enforcement proceedings. What could they be talking about? Because this is a closed meeting. So y'all know VO had to go into the rabbit hole. Can I go ahead and get some rabbits? Can we drop some rabbits and some holes in? I need the rabbit hole emoji right now everywhere. I need y'all to go ahead and light me up real quick, because I'm about to drop something on y'all that some of y'all may have seen it because you're always on Twitter. But if you haven't seen it, you heard it here first at Coffee and Crypto Network. So guess what, y'all? February 24th of 2025, which was yesterday, this was volume 90, number 35 in the Federal Register. There it is, Securities and Exchange Commission. They talked about the time and the date. They talked about the matters to be considered. We read all this, right? But then let's go over here real quick, y'all. Self-Regulatory Organization, CBOE, BZX Exchange, Inc., notice of filing a proposed rule change to list and trade shares of the Bitwise XRP ETF. Now, if we do our control find and we type in XRP at the top right here on our Mac, as you can see, XRP was mentioned in this it's only 9 pages, y'all. XRP was mentioned in this 9-page document 172 times. So what do you think they finna talk about? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they are. They finna talk about that. Yes. XRP ETF, right? Let's scroll down a little further. Let's see what else they talked about here. Let's see what else they talked about. They had a background on XRP just to educate them folks on what XRP truly is. Okay, you can go in and read this. I'll drop this in our Discord group for y'all because it's gonna be really hard for y'all to find this one. I ain't gonna lie. This right here took me like 30 minutes to find this on the internet. It usually don't take me long to find anything. Okay. You know, they talked about XRP exposure over the years. But look, XRP is everywhere. Look, XRP, right? What else they talked about? The investment objective, the pricing benchmark. Hold on, pricing benchmark. What are they talking about? As described in the registration statement, the trust will use the CME CF Ripple Dollar reference rate, New York variant, to calculate the trust NAV. The trust will determine the XRP pricing benchmark price and value its shares daily based on the value of XRP as reflected by the pricing benchmark. Does this mean that XRP already has a price in mind? They already have a price in mind for XRP? Come on, man. It don't get no more bullish than this over here. Oh, I'm cooking. Don't worry. The custodian service allow XRP deposit from a public blockchain address to the trust XRP account and allow XRP to be withdrawn from the XRP account to a public blockchain address as instructed by the trust. The trust. So are they considering putting XRP in a trust for America? You know, in God, we still do trust, but in XRP, we trust too? Okay. All right. I'm gonna let y'all read that. I'm gonna drop that in the Discord group for y'all good people. If you're not in the Discord group, man, now look, at XRP, we trust, baby. Okay. So you don't have bull runs without major pullbacks. I've seen much worse than this. And there are so many more positive things ahead now versus prior bull markets. Let's talk about some of the things that we actually, we're not going to look at that. We're going to go over to this next slide. And this one right here is the one I wanted to show you all. The road ahead for crypto. We have bipartisan U.S. stablecoin legislation could pass by late 2025, providing a clear framework that boosts confidence in assets like Ripple's RLUSD, which is their stablecoin, right? Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin is expected to see widespread adoption in cross-border payments. The EU MiCA regulations could harmonize stablecoin rules globally, encouraging international use that benefits XRP ecosystem. Payment giants like Visa and MasterCard might integrate stablecoins like RLUSD into their network. Stablecoin daily settlement volumes could reach $300 billion by December 2025, which will drive RLUSD into the top 10. A comprehensive U.S. crypto infrastructure bill might pass by Q4 2025. The removal of the SEC SOB 121 rules could allow banks to custody crypto. We're already seeing that. I showed you guys what's happening. Ripple's partnership with ArchX could bring hundreds of millions in tokenized assets by the end of the year. Up to 16 U.S. states might establish crypto reserves by late 2025, potentially including XRP. Here we go. Multiple XRP ETF applications could be approved by the late of 2025. Analysts predict XRP could hit $3.99 to $15 by December. fueled by the ETF approvals and market momentum. Ripple payments covering 80% of global trade corridors by the end of this year. Total value locked in XRPL DeFi could surpass 100 million by the end of the year. Come on, y'all, so much. Let's go to Africa. Africa's crypto user base could exceed 50 million by late 2025, applying blockchain adoption that benefits XRP. Y'all, come on. Everything is written out for us right here. Y'all should be celebrating. Now, I want to talk about a new partnership. Okay, we saw it happen to Ripple. We saw it happen to Hedera. Now, ArchX has another one of our another one of our friends, right? We got another friend with ArchX. Pay attention.
Here today, talking about really what's bringing TradFi and institutional adoption of tokenization. I hear my voice getting louder, so I'm hoping that means you all can hear us. Yes, I'm getting thumbs up. Awesome. This time it's different are the most dangerous words in finance, but there has been real progress when it comes to interest in and adoption of tokenization. And I was particularly impressed. There was an article in Bloomberg just last week that listed out the actual use cases and live examples of what's currently in force. We're moving from the memes of the institutions are coming to having the institutions here, literally on stage and on the couch with me.
Wow.
So over the next 35 minutes, we'll delve into what's actually happening and what to expect from financial institutions in the realm of tokenization going forward.
Look at the back, y'all. Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, BNY Mellon, top institutions in the world.
So Cynthia, Roger, Talia, each of you work for some of the largest traditional financial institutions. Can you each share how you and your firms are approaching tokenization? So Cynthia, I'll start with you.
Great. Morning, everybody. So Fidelity has been involved in the digital asset space for over a decade now. We started early in looking at Bitcoin before a lot of the other parts of TradFi was interested in looking at blockchains. From the tokenization standpoint, that's been part of the evolution of how we have continued to evaluate ways that this technology is going to be impactful on the ways that we operate as a financial services institution. And this covers everything that we do from the asset management side in developing investment products and services, all the way through to how it is that we interact with clients on our brokerage side of the business. And so what we are really excited about, and my team in particular from a tokenization standpoint, is the opportunity to be able to bring traditional investment capabilities to on-chain investors, but also to think about new ways in which traditional investments can be used in different ways when they are available on chain and able to be transacted and transferred 24/7.
All right. So you heard what she said. So my boy Mr. Man said we've started by saying
here today.
Mr. Man said all these things right now. XDC. Okay, and I want to go over to this real quick. One of our investments that we got some money into, right? We got some money in them. But check this out. They posted this on February 24th yesterday. XDC Network and ArchX brings money market funds on chain, right? The first tokenized fund include some of the world's largest money market funds from Aberdeen, Fidelity, that was just on stage, BlackRock, and State Street, with more to follow from ArchX's 100 plus available offerings, right? Why this matters? It unlocks institutional access to highly liquid market-minded funds via blockchain. It enhances transparency. It bridges traditional finance with Web3, and it aligns with the growing $11.5 billion real-world asset tokenization market projected to hit $16 trillion by the year 2030. Okay. So, and there it is right there, y'all. Same thing in the Business Wire document. They mentioned BlackRock and State Street, which is extremely bullish for XDC and what's happening with real world asset tokenization. So Vincent, why is the price going up? Hey, with all these because these are just announcements. We got to let the money start flowing, right? We got to let the money start flowing, right? These are just announcements. Okay. So 20 hours ago, the NASDAQ filed to list Canary HBAR ETF. So now we got the HBAR ETF from Canary Capital. We got XRP ETF. There's so many ETFs that are on the rise right now, even in the midst of everything happening. All right. You go over here, John Wingate, who is the president of Bank Social, which is one of our companies that we focus on here at Coffee and Crypto Network. He said, wow, Google, Hedera, and Bank Social. Oops, sorry, y'all. He said Google, Hedera, and Bank Social, 100 on site at Harvard, and over 600 total between Duke, NYU, Boston College, and Columbia. He said, I blew their minds when I told them what we were doing on Hedera and Bank Social. And that's him standing in the classroom with all these developer kids. All right. And as you can see, these are definitely developer kids. Okay. Now, Kamel Cadet, who is the CEO of MTech, which is the largest CBDC incubator on the planet, she said this. And MTech, there's a reason why I brought up MTech at the end of this show, because MTech is built on Hedera, right? She said this, I can't believe I just spent the day at an event organized by a central bank with a bunch of other central bankers talking about their digital asset strategy. She posted this yesterday. From sandboxing and or licensing stable coins, exchanges to tokenized real world assets. The shift happened, guys. So the shift already happened. That's what she literally said. And she leaked the video that I found this morning, and I wanted to play this before I end this call. I hope y'all enjoy.
If you see any of my previous meltdown in the last 24 months on this issue, I mean, very clear. Infrastructure has never been the problem. It's about investment capacity and the political will when it comes to both internal, I should mention, because every interoperability discussion around some of these key rules is controversial and it's very, it can be very contentious. And so we're always the middle ground, trying to chaperone the I learned from my colleagues in Singapore around one such instance, QR payments in Ghana, making universal, but it was the same fight. So the same dynamics prevail, right? There's a need for you to look at the proper governance to make sure everyone has a seat at the table, their voice can be heard, make sure you have proper documented scheme rules so that there's clarity about who does what when how. And then the commercials are also favorable. And policymakers as well would advise. Just because we're pushing financial inclusion does not mean we bankrupt these companies. Businesses shouldn't have to run at a loss. If we can, if they are running at a loss, they must gain somewhere.
Now, it's really hard to hear him because it is, a recording, but I want y'all to look at a couple of things. Right here on the wall, it says February 26th, February 24th through the 26th. Today's the 25th. So they're still meeting today in Africa, okay? She said Kwame Opong from Bank of Ghana warning fellow central banks, if you're now working on faster and instant payment system, leapfrog into Web3. Start building the capacity and plan for the era of tokenized finance. The meetings are happening. It's happening, y'all. It's not a drill anymore, right? It never was, but this is heart attack series, y'all. And if you don't know, you're about to find out, as my brother John would say. If you don't know by now, you're getting ready and you're gonna find out very, very soon. I hope today's episode was extremely bullish for y'all. Listen, family, I got a few announcements. Go on and raise up those hands, man. I know y'all got something to say. Go ahead. I'm about to call up my people, man. I got to call up my people here on Zoom. Y'all already know we got to hear from the good people on Zoom. Over on YouTube, I got something special for you, okay? If you text me at the phone number right now, if you text me at my business phone number right now, I'm about to give it to y'all right now. It's 678-460-6504. Again, that number, 678-460-6504. Okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to be able to join our Discord group. And this is only, this literally is for today only. Okay, today only. Text me the word Discord to 678-460-6504. And I'm going to give you access to our Discord group today for 50% off. Okay, so instead of $100 a month, it will now be $50 a month, and you will be grandfathered into that price, the same price that, you know, most people in our Discord group is paying right now. Okay, so if you're interested in joining our Discord group, go ahead and tap in with me. I want to do something special for y'all. And in the second announcement, you can text me at 678-460-6504, the word boot camp. If you're interested in our next 6-week boot camp, we have 2 spots left for $500. That's $1,500 off. You can do a payment plan up till March 10th. You can literally do a payment plan if you need to split that 500. But after these 2 spots is gone, or one away, either the 2 spots is gone, or by February 28th, the deal's gone anyway. And starting on March 1st, my price for this boot camp for the rest of from March 1st until March 10th is $2,000. Okay. And if you're in our Discord group, you know you get 50% off. So it'll be $1,000 for you. But go ahead and text me the word boot camp, 678-460-6504. We're going to cover so much in this next boot camp, y'all. I even have John coming through, and he's going to teach an entire course on DeFi. Right? He's going to do a DeFi course, which is extremely, we've never done one. At Coffee and Crypto, we have not done a deep dive on DeFi yet. And I'm even really excited about this, y'all. Okay. You know, so if you are, you know, I'm telling you, if you want to win this year, right now is the time to get in our Discord group. Right now is the time to be a part of our boot camps. We're about to do our first live event here in Atlanta. In March, we'll do our very first live event in March here in Atlanta. And then we're going to do a really big event going into the summer where it's going to be off the chain. I'm really excited to start getting into events, really excited to be able to serve you all closer, be able to serve you all more. This is what I dream of. This is my purpose and my vision for my life. And I appreciate y'all being here to allow me to fulfill it. With that being said, I'm going to call on my little bro, Zatrick. Go ahead, bro. Feel free. The floor is yours.
Hey, man, welcome back, man. Welcome back. You know, last week, you know, you were down. Presence was missed, but you came through today. I love the ETF thing because it's like I have stocks and crypto. So I know people that are afraid to get in crypto because of the wallets, but they'll go buy the IBIT ETF. So, like, it's just cool to see that they're about to bring in a new inflow of money into the crypto market for those that are still afraid to get in. But what is having the ability to actually own the asset, I think is better than actually owning the ETF. So yeah, man, I appreciate the good news. And then the XRP news is pretty fire too. And I do think if Tether does get eliminated, that's actually a lot of things are tied to Tether. Like when you actually think about it, like even with Pi dropping over the last weekend, the only thing that I was seeing it transfer to was Tether. So when that day comes, that will be an interesting day to have some money on the side. Because like Warren Buffett, he's been selling and holding. He got like money on the side, and I'm wondering what is he waiting for? Like what is it? So yeah, man, I appreciate the news today.
Very welcome. Thank you so much for coming up and sharing that. Anybody else? Feel free to raise your hand.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Remember that?
Good.
Welcome back, welcome. Yep, you sound better. You know, this crypto thing, Man, it's just, yeah, I don't know, brother. There is some money to be made or lost in this crypto thing, isn't it? I mean, we can hold it today or we can buy it today. Um, you can buy some stuff that you couldn't afford today. Man, Chainlink went down 14 cents, baby. And I don't get but a couple at 14 cents. When you see it at 40 cents, you're going, or $40. I said 14 cents. I meant $14. But some of them bigger things you can buy a little cheaper. I mean, it's still kind of it's so much in your head. It's so much that we're learning. I mean, we're talking about 24/7 money. Let me ask you this, Vince. If the money is 24/7, hang on just a second.
Yes, sir. No problem.
If the money is 24/7, I'm trading on my little thing here. If the money is 24/7, then so from time to time, I know you don't know probably approve of this, but from time to time I have gone to my little crypto thing and said I will put in a overdraft, not an overdraft, but I'd say, I'd put it in, I'm gonna buy it through the bank. And I'm not gonna put it on my credit card, I'm gonna put it on the bank. So I'm sending an ACH. And sometimes it takes a day to
Yeah.
get there. And you can run to your shoe drawer and pull out all that change and run to the bank and catch up. Now I know nobody else does it in this group, but that will be eliminated, won't it?
Yeah, it's gonna be eliminated because
So if you ain't
because
you
they'll
ain't
be
got the
you ain't
you
gotta
ain't
wait.
got I
Yeah.
guess we're talking at the same time, but yeah, you right now you kind of have an opportunity to cheat just a little bit because you had that little window. But once it changes over, there ain't gonna be no window. It's gonna be I don't know. I see like the Shopper Pay and the Firm and the ways that you can earn buy your courses and stuff and pay over time. I can see where that is a lot of those things are popping up now, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to use it like the H bar. We talked years ago on this show about getting a new TV and seeing a commercial come on and buying something on your TV through LG with H bar,
Yeah.
some kind of a method of the way this is going to be used. Can we invest in the C word? What's the C word that started this week or last week about Hedera? That news about Hedera. There's a word. What's that
Canary.
word, Vince? Huh?
Canary.
Canary. Yeah. Can you invest in that canary? Is
Well,
that an investment?
if they're public, I don't know if that's a public company, but if they're public, a lot of these companies are private. Like if you really think about it, Billy, even Stripe is not public. It's a private company. So most of these fintech companies are private. They're not even public companies that you can even go and invest into. Like Ripple, like Uphold. You can't buy these companies. The only thing you can buy right now is the digital assets because most fintech companies haven't even went public on the stock market yet. Maybe they'll go public on this new Texas stock exchange, since Texas is more, open. But right now, a lot of fintech companies, you can't invest into them on the public networks.
Hmm.
So I don't even think Canary Capital is a company that you can invest into. I don't think they're public. I think they're just a privately owned company, privately traded company.
Okay. There's
You
a
can
lot of stuff.
buy.
After learning all this stuff you taught us today and learning all this stuff that you taught us 2 years ago, there's still so many questions asked. I just feel for the people who are just coming in. Not that it's bad. I mean, if you're in, you're in. But if you hadn't started yet, man, it's going to be such a curve. There's so many words and so many phrases and so many terminologies, and now we're going into layer two, which is what is layer. It's just so crazy. I say that every time. I'm amazed by Zachary, who he's working his job and he's building his career. He's a young guy. I mean, I guess all y'all are young guys compared to me, but yeah, I mean, y'all got so much to look forward to. I guess my grandkids do if they figure out how the hell to get it. You know, I don't have anybody to. I mean, just really, it's probably just going to um, sit around somewhere and hey, Grandma, what's this? I don't know. This something your granddaddy did. Um, back in 2025. We don't know what
I'll
it
tell
is.
Well, let me tell you this, Billy. Me and John are working on some services. We have another business that we are launching together, me and John. And
That
and
that business that
we'll be
business better
announcing.
be called trust. I'm gonna interrupt you right there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, well, this business is gonna be off the chain for someone like you, for Miss Celesta, for Miss Sharon, for my mom, specifically just the people who LA, the people who are older on the show that, I mean, like not saying that anything's gonna happen anytime soon, but when you're
Yeah.
young, you're not thinking about that. But when you get a little older, you start thinking about your succession. That's what, if you think about Warren Buffett, that's what he's doing right now. He's selling these stocks because he's thinking about his succession program. What
Yeah.
is his successor going to do, right? So me and John, we have a new service that we will be implementing very soon for everybody. And I'll be announcing it, but it'll be everything. It'll have something to do with inheritance. So we were going to teach you guys how to properly set up your digital inheritance, how to set that up for your family the right way. These are things that me and John have been talking about because we have people of all ages in this Discord group and that follow us, and we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. Billy, the last thing I want is for anything to happen to you and then your family don't even know how to get in touch with me or don't know how to get in touch with somebody to be able to
Yeah.
get that wealth, right? So those are calls we're gonna start hosting for the community to be able to help you all with that digital inheritance plan. Don't worry.
I think that's good.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the segment today, brother. Thank you for the news.
Yes, sir.
Go back and do some more research today, right? Right? All
You
that.
know me. I'm gonna go to the gym, hit the sauna, and then I'm coming to sit right back in this same seat, and I'm
I
locked
keep
in.
missing Sauna's thing. What on Monday? I keep missing that. I can't catch that.
Oh, that sauna's off the chain. The sauna, no, sauna. Well, the sauna show is on Tuesdays, but it's every other Tuesday.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not tonight. It's not tonight. It's going to be next Tuesday because she just taught last Tuesday.
Is there anywhere to see that in the Discord? Catch up on some of that.
We're as of right now, we haven't been recording those shows because Zoom gives me limited space. So we just ask people to try to make those calls because all of our calls are at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Discord group, and then the podcast is at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
All right, brother. Have a good day.
Trying to figure out storage and space and stuff, solutions so that we can provide these things for people at all times. So as I figure that out, I'm sure the recordings will be provided, but Zoom storage is crazy expensive. And to be real, yeah, I ain't making enough money right now to be paying for Zoom storage.
Yeah, I like to help out on that storage. Well, not storage on Zoom, but storage on how to store.
Figuring something out. Yeah, if you come across something, Billy, please send it to me. Maybe there's an AI, maybe there's something that will help us with storage. But right now, that's the biggest issue that I'm having is finding unlimited storage so that I can actually provide these recordings to the community. So that, I mean, if anybody comes across something, feel free to drop it in the Discord or text me, let me know. And I would love to implement some things. Definitely need some help in that arena. So definitely appreciate y'all. Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. All right, y'all. So with that being said, it is now 22 minutes past the hour. We have been here. We've done an amazing job today. I'm very proud of the work that we do and the work that we have done. I look forward to seeing y'all on our next episode on Thursday. And again, y'all, if you're interested in joining our boot camp, we have 2 spots left for $500, man. It's not really that expensive. Honestly, it's hella cheap. That's a ripoff to me. It's really a slap in the face to me. I really think you should just pay me $1,000 or $2,000 because that's my worth. But you can get below my worth for $500 right now for 2 more spots. Those spots are available, first come, first serve, or until the month is up. And then starting in March, we have a new thing called March Madness, where we will do 30 days of straight blitzing in crypto. Y'all know how I do with March Madness. We're going to have hella deals. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on. So be ready for March Madness, because that is our best time that we do here at Coffee and Crypto. And I'm looking forward to everybody being a part of our March Madness challenge that we will be dropping on February 28th going into March. With that being said, I look forward to seeing y'all at the top, not just from the top, because the bottom is getting way too crowded. Text me at 678-460-6504. The words boot camp